Welcome to Spoiled by Coco. I'm Apurvi, and here on this channel I share delicious eggless baking recipes that are perfect for every occasion. Today we are making an indulgent eggless hazelnut cake with a rich coffee chocolate ganache. So let's dive in and create something extraordinary. Start by combining your dry ingredients. In a bowl, add all-purpose flour, hazelnut flour. For this, simply grind hazelnut into a fine powder at home. Baking powder, baking soda with a pinch of salt. Mix them together and set them aside. Now let's prepare the buttermilk. In a small glass, add either vinegar or lemon juice to milk and let it sit for about 10 minutes to curdle and thicken. Now in another bowl, add yogurt, caster sugar. Using a hand whisk, mix until the sugar dissolves completely. Then add oil and continue to whisk until everything is well combined. Stir in vanilla extract for added flavor. Now it's time to bring everything together. Start by adding half of the dry ingredients into the wet mixture. Gently fold them in to avoid lumps. Then pour in half of the buttermilk and fold it in as well. Next, add the remaining dry ingredients followed by the rest of the buttermilk. Fold everything together until just combined, don't overmix. For more eggless baking tips, check out my apple cinnamon cake recipe where I have shared more helpful advice for perfecting your eggless cakes. I'm using a 4-inch round ring for baking my cake, but you can also use a 5-inch cake tin. I've greased the sides of the ring with a little oil. Scoop the batter into the ring and level it out. Tap the tin gently on the counter to release any air bubbles. Then bake in a preheated oven at 170 degrees for about 15 to 25 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. Pro tip here, don't forget to turn on your camera before you start baking them. Once the cake is out of the oven, let it cool for about 10 minutes before demolding. Afterward, place it on a wire rack to cool completely. Just look at how soft and fluffy our eggless sponge is. Now let's make the coffee chocolate ganache. I'll show you 3 ways to infuse coffee into your ganache. Method 1 is mix instant coffee powder directly into warm cream and stir until it's fully dissolved. Second method, heat cream with whole coffee beans and bring it to a simmer. Let it sit covered for 15 minutes to infuse the coffee flavor. Now the third tip, for slow infusion, combine whole coffee beans with cream and refrigerate it for 12 to 24 hours. Then strain out the coffee beans. Once you have your coffee infused cream, heat it gently until it starts to simmer. Pour it over chopped dark chocolate and stir until smooth and glossy, creating the ganache. Want a detailed video on making ganache? Let me know in the comment and I'll create one just for you. Now transfer the ganache into an airtight container and refrigerate until it's chilled and firm enough for frosting. Time to assemble a cake. Start by placing one cake sponge on a cake board. Brush it lightly with sugar syrup to keep the cake moist. Mix 2 tablespoons of caster sugar and 2 tablespoons of water for your sugar syrup. Pipe the chilled coffee ganache over the sponge, spreading it evenly with a spatula. Place another cake sponge on top and repeat the process. Sugar syrup, ganache, and another sponge. For the final layer, place the top sponge upside down to create a smooth flat surface for frosting. After stacking all the layers, give your cake a crumb coat. This is a thin layer of ganache to seal in any loose crumb. Coat the top and the sides of the cake. Refrigerate for 30 minutes to set the crumb coat before applying the final layer of frosting. Once chilled, apply the final layer of ganache using a piping bag to pipe the ganache smoothly over the top and sides of the cake. To finish, garnish the cake with half roasted hazelnut along the sides. Sprinkle some more crushed hazelnut on top for added texture and flavor. And there you have it. Our eggless hazelnut cake is ready to serve. Look at how stunning it turned out. And just look at the texture of the slice. Soft, moist, and absolutely delicious. Doesn't it make you want to devour it? If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a new recipe. Thank you for watching Spoiled by Coco. I hope you try this cake at home and let me know your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to see you in my next recipe video. Until then, happy baking!